host of the Gridiron.
And obviously keeping things intact, this will be our fifth running back coach in 5 years. He was a good hard-nosed running back in his NFL days, right? But I mean, every year a running back coach is gone. I've got to bring in a new one. Let's see how long this guy lasts here. So the Giants did bring in. Let's see where we at here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Ladell Betts to leave the Hawkeyes coaching staff to join the New York Giants. Good for him. Ladell Betts is leaving the Iowa football coaching staff to become the New York Giants running backs coach. Dan Duggan of The Athletic and Mike Garafolo of NFL Network were among the first to report the news. Giants made the hiring official later on Monday. Betts has been Iowa football's running backs coach since 2021. Last season, he helped Caleb Johnson become one of the best running backs in college football. All right. Ladell Betts was an exceptional player for the University of Iowa and for 9 years in the NFL. I'll tell you what, you last 9 years in the NFL as a running back. I'll tell you what, that's pretty impressive. Iowa coach Kirk Ferentz said via a statement Monday. He developed into a highly respected coach by building strong relationships with players first as a high school coach and when he joined the Hawkeye football coaching staff. Since he returned to Iowa, he has been a consummate professional, sharing knowledge and experience freely to the benefit of everyone in our program. It is no surprise that an opportunity like this came along. The New York Giants are getting a tremendous coach and an outstanding person. We wish him well. So let's just dying to wait and see how long Mr. Betts winds up staying with the Giants. Obviously, a lot also has to do with, as I mentioned prior, with Mr. Mara keeping Shane and Dable around. Now, of course, if he winds up cleaning the house, right, then Betts might be bye-bye. So, but since returning to his alma mater as a coach in 2021, Ladell Betts has been in the charge of arguably the best position on a struggling offensive unit, with tight ends being the only other group in the conversation. Two of Betts' players have gone over 1,100 single-season rushing yards. In 2024, Betts' group, along with the breakthrough of the offensive line, almost single-handedly shouldered the Hawkeyes' offensive improvement. In just 4 seasons on the job, Betts has helped guide his share of individual success stories at Iowa. Tyler Goodson, who was 5th in the Big Ten in rushing yards in 2021, is now in the professional ranks. Johnson set the single-season Iowa freshman rushing record in 2022 with 779 yards on the ground. LaShawn Williams had the most productive season of his career in 2023. Then Johnson took it to another level in 2024. He put together a historic stretch of production, posting single-season program records in points, total touchdowns, and rushing scores. After a September game against Troy, Johnson was asked what he had taken his game to the next level. I'm not going to lie to you, John said. Coach Betts, just him being on me consistently about the little things and what I can be if I do the little things right. So me just taking that to heart. Betts was once a Hawkeye running back himself. He finished his Iowa career as a prolific rusher with more than 3,600 yards on the ground, which ranks second in program history. Betts was also part of a crucial transitional period in the program. Hayden Fry retired at the end of Betts' second season in the program, leading to the hiring of Kirk Ferentz. It wasn't without growing pains, but Betts helped lay the foundation for future success on the Ferentz era, which has become exceptionally consistent. Only twice since 2000 have the Hawkeyes had seasons with a winning percentage below 500. I don't think he was a big talker when he was here in school, but he was one of the toughest guys I ever seen. Iowa coach Kirk Ferentz said of Betts last season. I still tease him about to survive the 99 season. I think he had over 4 yards a carry. I don't know how he did it. We couldn't block anybody, so I was teasing him about that. He was like a crash dummy running up in there. Betts, who had a lengthy playing career in the NFL, now is headed to coach at a new level. Makes for even more transition to a running back room that has already lost its star in Johnson. The Hawkeyes also saw the departure of LaShawn Williams during the 2024 season. Let's see what we got here. All right. So, Giants are hiring, obviously, Ladell Betts. The Hawkeyes are known for a ground-based offense, and Caleb Johnson led the Big Ten with 1,537 rushing yards, 6.4 yards per carry, and 21 touchdowns. Last year, Joel Thomas' relationship with the Purdue running back coach helped to unearth Tyrone Tracy in the 5th round. Right? It will be interesting to see if Betts provides any inside information on prospects like safety Sebastian Castro or guard Connor Colby. So let's not forget about that. So, let's see. If the name Ladell Betts is familiar to Giants fans, it's likely because he was a former running back himself and was drafted out of Iowa by Washington in the 2nd round of the 2002 NFL Draft. Betts played until 2010 when he retired and got to coaching and hired in 2021 to be Iowa's running back coach. So, but also with Mr. Betts too, an interesting thing, little side note here, not nothing too crazy, but just a little side note here was, if you remember, right, the Giants started off 2-0, right? 0-2, 2007, right? I mean, they gave up 80 points. I think they gave up 17 points in the 3rd game of the 2. So they, in 2.5 games, they gave up, their defense gave up almost 100 points in 2.5 games. They gave up 45 points. I was at that game. I was in Dallas. We lost 45-35 to the Cowboys. Very entertaining game. Except if you like defense, because there wasn't much of that. It was like up and down the field. So it was a very, very, very exciting, entertaining game. But the Giants lost 45-35 in Dallas. And then the 2nd week we lost, what the hell was it, 35-13 or 35-14, whatever it was, to the Packers, right? So we gave up 80 points after 2 games. So then we were losing, what the heck was it, 17-3, I think it was at the half. We were in Washington. Right, first game was in Dallas. Second game was in we played Green Bay at home. Then we went to Washington to play the Redskins because they were the Redskins back then. So at halftime, I think we were down 17-3. I think it was. When we came back, we took the lead, and that's when we had that goal line stand. The Redskins got down the field and marched down the field, and they got down. It was like what was the 2-yard line or so, and it was 4th down, and who they give the ball to? Ladell Betts, and he was the one that got. He was going to the left, and his legs got taken out, and he fell down. The Giants had that goal line stand, and that really seemed to help propel them. You know, they were 1-2, and almost saved their season. So they were going to wind up losing that game. You know, I mean, the odds of starting the season 0-3 and making the playoffs. Not it's impossible, but it's very, very difficult. So the Giants will wind up being 1-2. But on that goal line stand on 4th down, the guy who had the ball in his hands, they got his legs taken out from him. That he got tackled, I guess, like the 2 or the 3. It was Ladell Betts. So, but he's done some very, very impressive things in college with Iowa. Right. I mean, you think of Iowa. I mean, Iowa's running. I mean, you don't think of Iowa as like, the greatest show on turf or something like that. Iowa, you don't get, where Ohio State, gets the 5-star wide receiver recruits and all of that, the 1st-round picks and all that. Well, they don't get that at Iowa, right? Only Ohio State gets that, the wide receivers. Well, so Iowa, they pound, pounding the ball, right? So he's done a very good job there, right? There's 4 seasons there, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So he's going to bring his game now to the pros here with the Giants, and right with Tyrone Tracy, right? It's going to be interesting to see, right? Very, very interesting to see, especially if the Giants are going to start. I don't want to say pinching pennies or whatever like that. If the Giants start getting rid of some guys to try to free up some money, I'm kind of wondering if Motor Singletary is going to want to be in the future for the Giants or not. But that's one thing at a time. But so the Giants got themselves Ladell Betts, and I'm pretty excited about him coming on board.